Hey everybody, this is Tim with the Whittemore Group here at eXp Realty. Today we wanted to ask a question, do you have a new assignment in a completely different geographic area? Did you get a military orders where you're going to have to travel long distance? Well, today we're going to talk about our 7 tips on how to mitigate and help you move into a place as soon as you get there. So the question is, do you want to have a place to move into right away, or do you want to arrive and then start the house hunting process once you get there? So let's talk about the 7 and we'll kind of discuss that. So number 1, how far out should you start looking for a house? Well, just know that it takes anywhere between 30 to 45 days for you to actually close on a house once we have an agreed contract, okay? So how long does it take to look? Well, that's going to be arbitrary to you and the process that your real estate agent or real estate professional might have for you. Know that most agents will find a place for you within a week to 2 weeks. So that's going to be about 60 days out when you should start to get serious. But know that this process can start much before then. So number 2, how do you see the homes if you're not there? Well, there's a couple of different ways that you can do that. The first one is that you can have somebody go out and look at those for you, and you can have like a virtual tour. We can have these cool little cell phone things, and we can walk through the house, so it's almost like you're there. It's kind of the second best thing. The other idea is just to look on the pictures online, or maybe have your real estate professional take a couple extras for you. That's what we call buying a house sight unseen. And that can be scary for all parties involved because we have no idea if you're really going to fall for it when you actually get to the house. The next one is to go ahead and plan a house hunting trip. If your job, or if you're in the military, if your job in the military allows you to go out and do well, in the military we call it a permissive TDY, where you could go out and do a house hunting trip prior to that, know that you'll be able to accomplish this within 3 to 4 days in order to go out and see as many houses as you need in order for you to see, get the feel for it, and know that you're bidding on the house and purchasing a house that you've seen before. Now, of course, if none of these options sound good, like we had mentioned before, you can just wait until you get here. Know that the only big problem with that is, of course, we'll be able to find you a house within the first week of you being here, or the 2 weeks, or however your schedule works. But know that you're still going to have another 30 to 45 days where you need a place to live. I know a lot of military members don't get more than a week or 2 of TLF, or staying in a hotel on the military's dime, and after that you're going to have to find a short-term rental. Depending on where you're going, that could be an issue. So make sure that you reach out to your employer, your squadron, to see how that kind of lines up. All right, for number 3 is get pre-qualified or pre-approved. Talk to a lender, talk to your bank, see what you can feasibly afford. This is imperative because if you're looking at houses and even preview a couple of houses that are in the, we'll say, $300,000 range, you fall in love with it, we negotiate a contract, everything's great, and then you ask, how much can we afford? And then they're like, well, only $250. This is emotionally debilitating for all parties. So go ahead and do that. If you need some suggestions, talk to your real estate professional. Look online. There's a slew of different resources out there, at least to get those resources. So, all right, so number 4 is go ahead and figure out the local community. Do some research. Figure out what the commute is. You can go onto Google Maps and just kind of plot where your job's going to be and how long it's going to take to drive. Make sure that you adjust for the time of day on there so that you can see, because sometimes during rush hour that could be a completely different commute. Also check out schools. If you got little ones running around and that's going to be important to you, go ahead and check out the school ratings for your ideal place that you want to live. Also, check out the stuff to do. I know a lot of us are really active. See what there is to do and how long it's going to take to get there. Also, maybe check out where the grocery stores, banks, things like that are to ensure that you'll be able to get in and figure out what you need to be able to do in a timely manner. All right, so number 5 is get educated on the process up front. Get your professional real estate professional. Yeah, I said that twice. All right. make sure that they explain the process to you. Here at the Whittemore Group and other groups as well, we'll be able to offer you a buyer's consult. That's usually a 30 to 45-minute conversation on everything you can expect. Buying a house is already stressful. Now, being there for it in the initial part can be even more. So the more education you can have up front, the better off you're going to be. All right, number six. Figure out what's available in your price range. So remember, get that pre-approval or pre-qualification, and then set the right expectations. If you're trying to find a waterfront property, at least we'll say in the Fort Walton Beach area, and you're expecting that you're going to find something around 200,000, it doesn't exist. So go ahead and figure out what the price point and what you can get. There's a slew of different resources I had mentioned before. You can ask your real estate professional to send you some updates until it's about that 60-day out to have a good understanding of what's available. Also, you can go onto a lot of different other free websites and figure it out yourself. It's whatever you want to do. All right, and the last one, number 7, and probably the most important, in my opinion, is use a real estate professional. We're free. As long as you like and trust us, we don't cost you anything, right? So we're going to make sure that you get the best house for the best terms at the best price that we can possibly get it given our market conditions, right? So trying to choose that agent, make sure you do some research on them. Maybe take a look at their Facebook business page, their personal page, figure them out on YouTube, see if they've got any other tips and expertise out there. And of course, what a lot of people do is ask a friend, a coworker that's already lived there that may already have somebody that they use that did a great job. So go ahead and reach out to those resources and make sure that you're getting the best representation possible. Okay, so those are the 7 tips to help you move into a place as soon as you get there. If you have any additional questions, make sure to leave them in the comments below here, and we'll be more than happy to respond to them. If you know somebody else that could use this information, make sure to like and share this with them to make sure that they can get through the next part seamlessly. All right, well, I'm Tim, and I'm with the Whittemore Group, and we'll see you in the next time. Take care.